What's up, everybody? You know this is AJ Copeland. This is Topics to Go, and you know what? I am not in my car. I'm actually at home. I Before I head out, and I thought maybe I'd do this quick video. Now, I want everybody to be happy this holiday season. I know there's a lot going on as far as money, financially, relationships, all that stuff. I realize that. And that's why I'm going to do this quick topic on unconditional love. Okay? So, I want you to look your significant other in the eye and tell them that you love them unconditionally. No more, I love you, but I love you unconditionally. But before you do that, I would like to tell you what unconditional love is when it comes to a relationship. First and foremost, unconditional love is forgiving, being forgiving. All right. Now, that doesn't mean forgive for everything, but you are willing to forgive for almost everything, depending upon what it is. All right. Also, unconditional love. I know many of you are going to probably disagree with me on this, but when a person has unconditional love, they will not cheat. Okay. They will not cheat. And that's the biggest thing, the biggest I call myth that people run around here and thinking in their minds, oh, they love me. If they're cheating on you, they don't love you unconditionally. They have some love for you, but it's not the kind of love that lasts. Unconditional love lasts. And thirdly, I want you guys to understand that both of you have to have unconditional love in order for your relationship to last. It takes two to have unconditional love. Now, I know for years, many people have been trying to figure out why my relationship didn't work, why my marriage didn't work. That's because both of you, or either one of you had unconditional love and the other one didn't. Okay. Because if you both have unconditional love for each other, then all the other stuff that we're worrying about and concerned about that could happen in our relationship should not, will not happen if we have unconditional love for each other. Unconditional love is also lasting, it's enduring, it's full of forgiveness, it's full of compassion. You don't abuse, you don't beat, you don't hurt the individual that you love. You don't disrespect the individual that you have unconditional love for. All right. You don't cause them pain and sorrow when you have unconditional love for them. All right. For that individual or that person. However, many people have misdiagnosed what love is, or they identified something like infatuation to be love, or something like lust to be love, and it's not. Infatuation is not love. Lust is not love. So if you're lusting after a person, that's all you're doing. If you're infatuated about a person, that's all it is. You don't have unconditional love. Lust is when you're sexually attracted to somebody. So they see something, oh, you're so sexy, oh, you're so fine. That's when you find an individual that 100% seems like only thing they're focusing on is the physical. They either talk about your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your face, your body, and all of that is well and fine because as being human beings, we are going to be attracted to the physical. But are you going to be so much focused on the physical until you miss all else? So if you're attracted to somebody with lust in your heart and in your mind, then that's not going to work. A relationship that is based on lust is not going to work. And what happens a lot of times are people are attracted to each other physically, and there's nothing else beyond that. Okay? Some of you may be attracted to pretty girls, pretty boys, you know what I'm saying? The fine body, the big this, that, and the other, if you know what I mean. All right. And you think that's love, but it's not. Now, infatuation is when you're excited about something. And infatuation comes with a sense of insecurity because you feel like you got something that you don't think you deserve. So you're infatuated. Oh, I can't believe I got you. I can't believe you in my heart. I can't believe you love me. I can't believe you want me. You're so excited and infatuated about the person that you have until you don't know how to love them. You can't appreciate the fact that they chose you. And that comes with a lot of insecurities, a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of distrust. That's when you start blaming them for everything and you accuse them for everything. And then that's you worrying about what everybody else is noticing. And you're talking about, you forever getting angry and getting upset when they are being acknowledged by other people on the outside other than you. That's because you're infatuated about them and you're excited about them and you don't want nobody else to come along and take them away from you. All right. And that's not unconditional love. So a lot of people get together based on what? Lust and infatuation. And they get lost and caught up in that. And that gets them into trouble. So unconditional love is not lust and it is not infatuation. Now, these things that I'm mentioning there's a little taproot of these things that are involved in unconditional love. And what I mean is in the beginning, you might notice that person physically. In the beginning, you might be infatuated with them, but it's not the foundation. It's not the source of you wanting to get to know them and see if it can go farther. It's not built on those things. And a lot of relationships are built on lust and infatuation. Case in point, when individuals get involved, and we probably get some disagreements on this, but when individuals get involved in such things as open relationships, they don't have unconditional love for each other. Do not identify love simply because a person decides, okay, I'm going to stick with you, but I'm going to sleep with somebody else while I'm with you, and that means I love you. That's a lie. It's not true. They don't love you, all right? They sticking with you because you're easy, all right? They're sticking with you because you're giving them the opportunity to cheat. You're giving them a pass to cheat, and they're okay with that. And then you have a pass to cheat, and you're okay with that. But that's not unconditional love. That's lust. That's infatuation, all right? And you're only sticking it together for convenience or for security purposes and for the fact that you lust after each other and you're infatuated with each other. But at the same time, you're looking outside for something else to keep the infatuation going, to keep the lust going. You got to step outside the relationship every now and then to bring it back into the fold. Because when that fades, there's nothing else there. So when there's nothing else there, it can't last. It won't last. It don't work. All right? So if you're one of those individuals that are caught up in open relationships or swingers or whatever you want to call it, it's not unconditional love. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but I love him. I love her. Look what I let them do. Look what they're doing. Look what we do for each other. Look how we understand each other. Look how open we are about our relationship. Look how we're willing to share ourselves with somebody else because we love each other so much. How does that sound to you? Really? How does it sound to you? All right. Me personally, I couldn't deal with that. Okay? I couldn't deal with that. Because to me, if you're willing to sleep with somebody else and you're okay with that, you don't love me. You don't love me. You might think I'm kind, I'm nice, I'm a good person that you can trust, and you might can get what you can get out of me. But other than that, there's nothing else there. If you take away the sex, there's nothing else there. See, that's another thing. If you take certain things out of certain relationships, you'll find they have nothing at all. If you take away the sex from certain relationships, they ain't got nothing. If you take away the finances in certain relationships, they ain't got nothing. If you take away the infatuation, they ain't got nothing. If you take away the physical attraction, they ain't got nothing. There are certain things that you take from certain people, certain relationships, you'll find that relationship is nothing at all because they don't have unconditional love for each other. It's important that you have unconditional love for each other. I am sure that there are relationships that you've had in your past that you thought you loved the hell out of them. And then later you realize, I fell out of love. That's another thing. You don't fall out of love. You never had love. Let's tell the truth. You don't fall out of it. You just never had it. Okay? So this thing, when people say, well, I fell out of love. No, you never had that kind of love for that person. That's all it is. You just never loved them in the way that they deserve to be loved. You didn't have that unconditional love that you should have had for them, that they had for you. So you didn't fall out of it. You just never had it. So the next time somebody tell you, I fell out of love, you just tell them I never had it. Because I want you to think about something here. If you're with a situation where somebody had to beat you to fall out of love with them, somebody had to consistently cheat on you for you to fall out of love with them, somebody had to consistently steal from you and they stole from you when they failed to contribute to the household. So they've stolen from you. So if someone had to continue to steal from you for you to fall out of love, the fact of the matter is you never was in love with them, that person, and that person never was in love with you. So, people, I'm giving you this video so we can stop wasting time with individuals that don't have unconditional love for us. And unconditional love takes time, all right? It takes time to grow. It takes time to build. It's not an instant coffee situation, all right? It takes time. And that means that that individual got to be willing to invest in you as they are willing to invest in themselves. It's important that that person be willing to do that in order to have unconditional love. In the beginning, it may not come off as unconditional because, like I said, that's a process to get to that point, to get to that level. All right? You're going to be infatuated, but for a moment. You're going to feel a little lust, but for a moment. You're going to be infatuated over the things they may have, infatuated over the fact that they chose you, excited about the situation or the possibilities in the beginning. But at the end of the day, your goal and your objective is to go somewhere. And that is to get to that place of unconditional love. And if that individual have all these other things that I mentioned that does not add to it, then they're not willing and they're not open for that kind of love. And it's not going anywhere. I'm AJ Copeland, and this was Topics to Go. And during your free time, always remember, catch a topic or two later.